Answer. Talent used to be the separator, but in 126, talent alone is no longer enough. Around the world, there are millions of intelligent, hardworking people who never break through, not because they lack ability, but because they rely only on effort. The real advantage today comes from leverage. Sir, leverage is the ability to produce bigger results with the same amount of time and energy. When you understand leverage, answer, you stop trying to outwork everyone and start positioning yourself to outgrow them. Leverage changes how you think about time. Answer. Most people trade hours for outcomes and wonder why progress feels slow. The truth is, time is limited, but output is not. When you use ChatGPT as a thinking partner, answer, planner, and problem solver, you stop starting from zero every day. You enter conversations prepared. You approach goals with structure. Answer, you move faster, not because you rush, but because you remove friction. This is how ordinary effort turns into extraordinary results. The mistake most people make is using powerful tools in shallow ways. They ask basic questions, copy surface level answers, and move on unchanged. Answer. Real leverage comes from depth. You use ChatGPT to break down complex problems, simulate outcomes, challenge your assumptions, and refine your strategy. Instead of guessing, answer, you test ideas. Instead of reacting, you design. This shift alone separates builders from spectators. Leverage also creates consistency, answer, and consistency is more valuable than motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but systems compound. When you use ChatGPT to plan your day, improve your skills, answer, and review your progress, you build momentum even on low energy days. One clear decision followed by daily execution beats raw talent without direction. Over time, answer, small intelligent actions stack into massive progress. The future does not reward those who try harder, it rewards those who think better. Answer. If you rely only on your natural ability, you will eventually hit a ceiling. But when you combine your effort with leverage, that ceiling disappears. Sir, this is not about replacing your mind. It is about amplifying it. In 2026, the people who rise fastest will not be the most gifted, but the most strategic. Answer. The moment you choose leverage over struggle, your growth accelerates and there is no going back. Most people don't fail because they lack ambition or intelligence. Answer. They fail because they live in mental fog. They wake up unsure of what truly matters, chase too many goals at once, and confuse movement with progress. In 2026, answer. Clarity is no longer a luxury, it is a survival skill. Without clarity, effort gets wasted, confidence weakens, and momentum dies. The moment your mind becomes clear, sir, your life starts moving forward with force. Clarity begins when you slow down long enough to think properly. Instead of reacting to noise, answer. You start asking better questions. What do I actually want? Why does it matter? What is the next best step, sir? ChatGPT becomes powerful when you use it to organize your thoughts, break big goals into smaller actions, and turn vague dreams into clear plans. Confusion drains energy, answer, but clarity multiplies it. When your direction is clear, confidence follows naturally. You no longer hesitate because you know what you are working toward, sir. You stop comparing yourself to others because your path is defined. Each small win reinforces belief, and belief fuels action. Answer. This is how clarity transforms fear into focus. You don't need to see the entire journey, just the next step with certainty. Clarity also protects you from distraction. And in a world filled with endless information, most people drown in options. They start many things and finish nothing. Clear priorities act like a filter. Answer, helping you say no to what doesn't matter and yes to what does. When you use ChatGPT to review your goals regularly, refine your strategy, and track progress, answer, you stay aligned even when motivation fades. A clear mind creates a powerful life. When you know where you're going, decisions become easier, discipline becomes natural, answer, and growth becomes inevitable. Clarity is not about having all the answers, it's about knowing the right direction. In 2026, those who win will not be the busiest people, but the clearest ones. The moment you commit to clarity, everything else starts falling into place. The world has changed, but many people are still preparing for a future that no longer exists. Degrees once guaranteed security, but in 2026, relevance matters more than certificates. Answer: what pays today and will pay tomorrow are skills that solve real problems. The people who grow fastest are not those who wait to be taught, but those who learn continuously. Skill development is no longer optional. It is the foundation of survival and success. Skills give you independence. When you know how to communicate clearly, think critically, create value, and adapt quickly, opportunities find you. You are no longer dependent on one job, one system, or one gatekeeper. ChatGPT becomes powerful when you use it as a personal trainer for your mind, helping you understand concepts, practice real world scenarios, and improve faster than traditional learning ever allowed. The advantage is speed. Most people learn passively, they watch, read, and forget. Skill builders learn actively. They ask, apply, and refine with ChatGPT. You can break a skill into parts, practice daily, get feedback, and correct mistakes instantly. This shortens the learning curve dramatically. Months of focused learning now outperform years of unfocused effort. Skill mastery also builds confidence that cannot be taken away. Money can disappear, titles can be removed, but skills stay with you wherever you go. They allow you to pivot when industries change and rise when opportunities appear. This is why the most dangerous person in the future is not the one with the most credentials, but the one who can learn, unlearn, and relearn faster than everyone else. Tani answer. In 2026, your income, freedom, and influence will reflect the skills you choose to build today. Waiting for permission is no longer an option, sir. The future belongs to those who take ownership of their growth. When you commit to learning every day and use the right tools to accelerate that process, you don't just keep up with change, you stay ahead of it. Your life today is not an accident. It is the result of thousands of decisions made over time, some intentional, many emotional. Most people don't lack opportunities, they lack decision discipline. They rush choices, follow impulses, and hope things work out. In 2026, hope is not a strategy. The ability to think clearly and decide wisely is what separates progress from regret. Emotions are powerful, but they are unreliable leaders. Fear, excitement, pressure, and ego often push people into choices that feel good now but cost them later. This is where structured thinking changes everything. When you slow down and analyze your options, you stop being controlled by the moment. ChatGPT becomes useful when you use it to examine trade offs, explore consequences, and stress test your thinking before you act. Good decisions are rarely dramatic. They are usually quiet, logical, and boring, but they compound. Choosing to learn instead of scroll, choosing consistency instead of intensity, choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. When you make these choices daily, your direction shifts almost invisibly until one day you realize your entire life has changed. This is the power of decision mastery. Better decisions also reduce stress. When you know you've thought things through, you stop second guessing yourself. Even if an outcome isn't perfect, you trust the process that led you there, sir. This confidence creates momentum. You move forward instead of staying stuck in doubt. Clarity in decision making leads to peace of mind. And peace of mind improves performance. In 2026, success will not belong to the luckiest people, but to the most intentional ones. Every small decision is a vote for the future you are building. When you choose to think before you act, analyze before you commit, and plan before you move, you take control of your path, master your decisions, and you master your life. Most people spend their lives consuming what others create. They scroll, watch, answer, and move on busy, but not building. In 2026, consumption keeps you informed, but creation makes you powerful. The real shift happens when you stop asking, answer, what can I watch? And start asking, what can I build? That question alone changes your identity. Creators think differently. Answer, they don't wait for permission or perfect conditions. They turn ideas into action, knowledge into output, and tools into systems. Answer, ChatGPT becomes powerful when you use it to generate ideas, structure content, refine messages, and solve problems at scale. Creation is no longer limited to experts. Answer, it belongs to those who are willing to start. Creating value also creates income. The market rewards people who produce solutions, not opinions. Whether it's content, answer services, education, or digital products, creation puts you in control. Instead of depending on one paycheck, you build assets that work even when you are not present, sir. This is how financial growth shifts from effort based to system based. Creation builds confidence faster than motivation ever will. Every time you publish, launch, answer, or improve something, you prove to yourself that you can execute. That confidence compounds. You stop fearing judgment because progress matters more than approval. The time, the answer. The moment you move from consuming knowledge to applying it publicly, your growth accelerates. The future belongs to builders. Tools are everywhere, but courage is rare, sir. In 2026, the winners will not be those who knew the most, but those who created the most value. Stop waiting. Start building. Use what you have. Where you are, answer with what you know. When you shift from consumer to creator, you don't just change your income, you change your life.